So today I am going to show how to create a GIF in nodejs. So before starting this project, I have to install some libraries which will help me to create a GIF in nodejs. So basically, I have to download a canvas which will help me to draw certain things, and I will animate whatever I've drawn in canvas with the help of a GIF encoder. So uh, GIF. I'll install Gif Encoder and Canvas libraries in Node.js. This will take some time to install Gif Encoder and Canvas, but once it's done, we'll start coding the GIF. Okay, so I'll add the Node modules folder to git ignore. I'll say okay, let me show why git ignore is used here. So if you do git status, I have initialized this as a git repository. If you do git status, you'll see package log.json and node modules. So we don't need all this thing. What we can do is we need only package.json. We'll only push package.json in our repository. We'll not push the other things. So what we can do here is we'll go to git modules folder and we'll add this thing node modules and all this contains, and package log.json. Okay, now if you do git status, you will not see node modules and package log.json. Now we can add both these files we created. We can add this to the git, initiating the project, initializing the project, and installing the dependencies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a lib folder here. Lib folder. Inside lib folder, I'll create index.js. Okay, and here in the main folder, I'll create another index.js so that it can, if you want to install this as a dependency, this whole project as a dependency, we can expose whatever our main code, our like the main function which will use to communicate with our code. We don't need to export the whole thing to the whole thing. We can only export the thing which we want to, which will communicate a helper function or something which can communicate with the entire code. So now as this is done, we'll create another file called uh, a GIF. So I basically want to convert a triangular wave to a square wave. So I'll name this as triangle to square wave GIF. Okay. So in fact, it's better if we can just do for one square of triangle now. Yeah, it's better to have a wave kind of thing. Okay, so I will just have one to create a wave. We need two things. One is the number of frequency and the amplitude. So I will say create triangle to square wave GIF, and I will, this is the function which we want to expose. I will pass the n amplitude and frequency. Now we'll expose this to outside the package, outside of this file module.expose, create triangle to gif, triangle to square gif. Okay, now as we have exposed this, we can go to this index.json library folder, okay, and just say module whatever thing we got from this triangle to square with gif.js. Just copy this file a little better. Name, just copying this file a little better. Dot. Okay, so we're exporting this whatever we get from triangle to wave.js, or you can say, okay, and in this .js we should get what the index file of live has exported. Live. Okay. We can have this. Okay, we can to just test this. We can do one thing. We can create a test file, and here we can just say just controlling the amplitude and frequency what we got from this thing. Okay, now require we are getting whatever we are requiring whatever the index on the index.js file. So create a triangle is the thing which is exports. So just pass in dummy amplitude and frequency. It will just print in the log. And if you learn node.js, okay, it will print that. You can print it much better way also, using string interpolation, amplitude, and frequency is amplitude is amp, and frequency is dollar FREQ frec. Now if we do that, we'll get in a better format. So this is not our final thing which we need, but it is just to see whether whatever we are exporting, we are getting we are able to export this function successfully. Now our test file is prepared, and now what we have to do is, so basically when we are calling this method, it will create a gif, okay, and we should also pass a file name, say test.gif, because we want to capture it in a certain file, this gif in a certain file. So just pass file name here. Just like we can have another thing here. Let's see whether we have captured the variable properly. And file name is $file name. Sorry, I missed a bracket here. Now if you do it to work, yeah, and file name is test.gif. So it's difficult to set up the project. Now we'll use all these files later. Just let us just add to get adding project files, initial adding JS setup files. Okay, now let me just turn this into black. Yeah, this is okay. Let's minimize it because we are going to use the terminal a lot. Now this is the initial setup. Now we'll go to the creating the Gif part. Okay, so this was just to test whether we are able to successfully create a file and like create a export the function successfully or not. Now I'll go to start coding the main part. Let's I'll code this above this part. So we'll create a class triangle to square wave gif, okay, which will have a constructor and it will have a constructor, a main constructor. Okay, I don't need this. This is a basic thing which Atom provides for JS, and we'll have a create part, create function. The create function will take a file name and amplitude. Let's pass the amplitude and frequency here. No, it's better to pass the amplitude and frequency in create method. Okay, and we'll have some size of the wave. I'll set the width of GIF as 500 and of H is also 500, height is also 500. Okay, now create function will have amplitude, frequency and file name. So your basic way to create a triangle as this GIF is you have to create an object, a triangle to square wave GIF. Okay, and you have to just, yeah, this is the way to create an object in JS6, and you have to pass this thing. You have to call the create method and pass amplitude and amplitude, frequency and file name. Okay, so amplitude must be less than the height. Okay, let's have that condition. Else just print the console that amplitude, like you use string interpolation again, amplitude must be less than dollar $h. Okay, I just w because I think the same thing, but yeah, h, capital H will be better. Okay, now let's test this thing. If you pass something of say 600, then it will, yeah, it will give you a message saying amplitude must be greater than 600. If you pass the original 101, it will try to create a GIF which I haven't created yet. So now let's just add this file. Okay. square to, sorry, triangle to square. With diff class. Okay, so we created a class and using it in this function. Now let's create the GIF encoder and the canvas using this libraries which we installed. Let's create require all these things here. Require canvas. This is to create a canvas object which is similar to HTML5 canvas object, canvas API, and this will help us to draw the way we used to draw in HTML5 canvas. And this is GIF encoder. Okay. Uh, so we'll create a GIF encoder object which will help us creating a GIF with what we have drawn in the canvas. So basically, whenever we draw in canvas and we create a frame and add that frame to a GIF, then it will become one frame of that GIF. So basically, you have to create a GIF encoder object first, which will have this width and height. Okay, and a canvas object again, which will have the same width and height. Okay, and so canvas object we cannot pass width and height here, but we can do something like this. So it's better to do this in some other method and call this here. This dot, we create a method to initiate the canvas. So we create a method to initiate the GIF encoder. So it will be, yeah. So I created two separate methods to initiate the canvas. So and GIF encoder. So now we have to create a canvas and we'll give it some height, which is some width and height, which is same to the W and H. So GIF encoder and canvas will have the same width and height. Now we'll get a context object from this canvas, with which we are going to draw in the canvas. We'll say get context 2D from the canvas object. So now, I've created a canvas. I created GIF encoder. GIF encoder W, H. Let me cut all this part. I don't need it. Now, Git encoder will also have certain properties which we have to set with the set method. One is the quality, which is the quality of the GIF is 100, and the three properties which I'm going to use primarily going to is another is set repeat, which we are going to say 0, and duration is also another important property. I think it's interval. But yeah, it's better to I'll test this method because I'm not sure whether it's duration or interval. So I'll test this method. I'll say 50 milliseconds for each frame. Let me just check this out. Just testing it. So yeah, so set, I think it is set interval is not the method. Set delay or duration is the method, is the thing which I'm going to use. Set delay. Yeah, set delay is working fine. And so basically, this is to initiate a GIF encoder and canvas. Now, when you are going to draw in it, you need to say so if you want to, whatever thing you have drawn in a canvas, it will be added to the GIF encoder, and whatever thing is in the GIF encoder, you can get its read stream and pipe with a certain file's write stream. So you have to create a write stream for a file, and what you have to get anything from the GIF encoder, you have to get is read stream and pipe to the GIF you want to create, GIF file name to the write stream of the file of the GIF you want to create. So this is basically how we are going to create a stream, which is and then pipe the with the write stream of the file. So we'll require the fs object. We need the fs object here, fs module, and fs provides us the write stream method, something, okay, which is just a gif, okay, not test.gif, it is file name, we can provide any file name, okay. And so when so this is how you are going to write it to a file name, to certain file, the GIF to a certain file. So basically you're going to create a read stream from a GIF encoder and then pipe it out to the write stream of the file name of the file to the file which you want to write the GIF to. Now to start this thing, you have to say, let's start with small example of GIF, okay. So to write anything to the GIF encoder, you have to say start the GIF encoder. Once to finish writing to a GIF encoder, you have to call end the GIF encoder. Okay. So now I'm going to create a certain GIF, colorful GIF to just make you acquainted with this GIF encoder. So I'll just say create colored background, draw colored background for a certain color. Now I'll do one thing, I'll just say we'll use this dot context dot fill style is color, and this dot context dot fill rect, I'll fill the entire rect of the GIF, so it is I'll use W and H, and then I will add this whatever I have drawn in context as a frame to the of the GIF encoder. So I'll add this as a frame of a GIF encoder, which which I'm going to do by add frame method of the GIF encoder. Add this dot GIF encoder dot add frame this dot context. Okay, so basically I'm going to draw 5 colored color backgrounds. Then green, then blue, then teal, then purple. So now if I run it, yeah, I will get us. So I'll get an extra because I'm not using this dot. It's better to put this in an array and draw. I don't have time to do that. Okay, so it has created, you can see it has created test.gif in our data structure. If we open the folder, so it has created a gif and you can see there is a red background. Now I will do this, I will open it with Google Chrome. Yeah, you can see it is created a very nasty thing, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to change this to 200. Okay, this will give us this won't be very rapid. This will be very not very fast. It will be a bit slower. Yeah, you can see a colorful wave, but this is not the end result we need. But it's better to have this here now so that we can test this. So this was to just add a GIF encoder, but this is not the end product we need. And I don't think let's have this because but this is not the end product we need. We need some to change a square wave to a triangular wave to a square wave. So we can have this for some demo purpose, but I'll add it to Git. But I have our work is not done. It is just getting started. Add the list folder and test folder, and I'm going to say using creating GIF encoder and canvas objects. So I'm going to repeat what you have done. So I'm using two libraries. One is Canvas, another is GIF encoder, and I'm using the native FS module. Then I'm creating the Canvas object and the GIF encoder object with the help of the things which are imported from Canvas and GIF encoder. So Canvas is very similar to HTML5 Canvas API. So we are going to create a Canvas object. We are going to assign it certain width and certain height. Then we are going to create a context object. Not create a context object. We are going to get a context object from the Canvas. Similar to HTML5 Canvas, context here helps us to draw, and it so basically we are going to draw something in the canvas, and we are going to add it as a frame to GIF encoder. Now GIF encoder, which we imported from the GIF encoder library, will help us to create a GIF encoder object which helps us to create a GIF with the from the context object or the canvas. Now there are certain properties which we have to set, like set quality, which is represent the quality of the GIF. Set repeat, the repeat mode of the GIF. Set delay is gives us the and for set repeat it must be 0 if you want a repetition, -1 if you don't need repetition. So if I change this to -1 now, you won't see the repetition. Let's just do node.test.js. Okay, so if you now see it, okay, it has stopped in purple. It has stopped in purple. If we refresh, then it will start and it will end at purple. Set delay is helps us to set the speed of the GIF. Suppose I set this as 1000. Each frame it will give a delay of 1 second. So set delay means delay between frames. Frames is like we are whatever thing you're drawing. Okay, now it is much slower, or no, it won't be much slower because we haven't created the GIF. Okay, if you press node.test.js, it will create a GIF for you, and if you refresh it, the speed will be 1 second now. So after that, after creating GIF encoder and setting some properties, I am trying to add whatever we are going to create, whatever we are going to draw in the GIF, whatever things we are going to admit in the GIF, uh, we are going to write it to certain file name. This we are doing by getting the restream of the GIF encoder and we are creating a write stream for the file name for the file name we provided, and we are piping the restream of the Git encoder to the write stream of the file name of the file. Now we are starting to draw anything or to add anything to the GIF. We have to first we have to first start the GIF encoder, and then we can add a frame to the GIF encoder. After that, when we are done, we can end it. So now we are drawing a certain colored background. We are doing it by filling the setting the fill style, then filling a rect, and after that we are adding a frame, adding the frame to the GIF, which is the context of the canvas object. So whatever we have done is in context object, and we are using that. So basically this is how we need to do. So for us, our delay will be 50 milliseconds, and we need repetition. So set equal to 0. Now coming to the main part. So the main part is a square triangle that will be converted to a square. So I'm giving you some time to like see what you've done here. Now I'll have a small water break, and we can continue this in the next video.